Hello, everyone. It's Veronica Bartolini with Codebreaker Real Talk. And today I have my co-host and brother, Chad Cooper, and a special guest again, Silvia Vasquez, and my sister. She had not been on for like a year, and I just miss you. Sylvia, thanks for
I
being
miss
on.
you too.
I miss you so much, even though we live in the same town. We were talking about Project Artichoke in full
Yeah.
effect. Isolation. I've been attacked so much. I was in the hospital in May
Oh my
2 times.
goodness.
We talked about that, right? And then again yesterday with the freaking migraine, I was at the gym, full fledged. The auras, and then they multiply, and then the big old thing. I saw like this big old metallic, kind of like bicycle spoke chain. Like if my head was going through it, it's horrible.
Oh my goodness.
So how are you doing, Sylvia?
My visions actually, it's been weird. I'm like, and I'm a psychic also in the medium, but my visions have been just my eyes, I'll say like automatically whiteness, just go away. And then sometimes I would open my eyes. I noticed the energy and the dark forces have been around my home because that's part I feel so drained. And I don't know if I've been taken, but there are times when I hear the ship around me, the ship, the UFO, and I just go to sleep. And I don't know what they've been doing to me because I don't feel my whole self anymore. Like,
Yes.
and then people have just been staring at us. I don't know if you notice how people
Yes.
will just, you don't know why they're looking at you.
Yes.
And like something's wrong with me. And they've been looking at us in that funny way. It's like, what's wrong with us? So I don't know if we were being watched by them, but and it's crazy because a lot of people are not kind. And I mean, it's just the energy now has just been so heavy.
Very.
And I don't know I don't know what's going on. Like my daughter's moods have been really bad. She tells me, it's about our health, but at the same time, she's been kind of like irritable too,
Yeah.
distant, irritable. And Andy is just working because he's a security guard, but he's not the energetic person I remembered. And like, it's just us and all of us. I thought we were the only ones feeling that way, but I guess not. Everyone's getting that fever, heavy
Horrible.
fever.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
this inhaler 7 to 10 times in the past 2 months, where last year I only had to use it once, and I feel like they're putting it in the air and stuff like that. But remember, we
Yes.
can't mention the word B. We use the baby Jabberwocky for the thing here, and then we say the plan thing that's going on or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I feel that it has something to do with 02/22/2022, the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I totally felt a new AI system going up to watch us,
You just said the super what?
Super Bowl thing.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Thank you. I was going to say since the Super Bowl. Thank you.
Sorry.
Well, we're on the same page. I didn't
My
want to
daughter
interrupt.
just told me today.
There's
I'm sorry to
something.
interrupt.
There's
Go ahead.
there's a current flowing ever since then that they kind of keep going with their little rituals that are going on. I think that's what it is because I'm sensing it around me too, a static energy,
Yeah.
chaotic. If it can
Yesterday
get
was
caught, if it can tip over, if it can break, it's going to happen.
right. Yesterday was 7/11. That's a song Beyonce has, and that's also a ritual date. And yeah, it's horrible. Go ahead, Sylvia.
Heavy amounts of matrix coming at me too, and I'm calling it out now. I'm like, why did this person need to pull out in front of me? Why does this person need to be going this slow in front of me? Why? I just call it out now because it's so obvious. I have to just say, like, I have to talk about this now out loud because it's so obvious. So that
Yeah.
it'll hopefully stop doing it because I'm like, just enough. It's so heavy now that it's almost obvious. What's concerning me though is everybody we talk to is not feeling well lately, myself
Yeah.
included.
It's horrible. My daughter just asked me
Physically and
today.
mentally.
Yeah, it is. It's really affecting our mental state because we were not like this many years ago. I mean, we're okay. And now it's like, what's wrong with us now? Like mentally, I just been horrible. And even all of us. My daughter just asked me today, Mom, I don't feel human. I mean, she just told me that today. I'm like, really? She goes, am I human, Mom? And she says she's always drawn to space. And I'm just wondering if that, if
We're
she,
missing home, dude. We're not from here.
I've
I really
never
believe
felt
that too.
human. My nieces call me Alien Chad instead of Uncle Chad. How old is your little one?
Oh, she's
I
19
thought you-
now, but she's always
Okay, I
my
got you.
baby.
I
But
just wanted to
yeah,
make sure the age we're talking about so I got an idea. Wow.
yeah, she just told me that today.
19, she's saying that.
That's crazy. And well, my experience is, and Veronica knows, I've been taken since I was 6 years old. I've joined the the super soldier stuff. I have remembered some of the stuff that happened to me with that. Um, I've been, as I told Veronica, I've been pregnant before. I've always had like certain needles around me. Needle point, you could tell we've been needled, injected by something. But in my 20s, I was the worst years of my age of being 20, experiencing so much uh, abductions, and some super soldier stuff that I have remembered doing. And it's just, it affected me at that time. And now I don't know if they're still taking me. I have seen some grays looking at me, or look like basically just checking up on me, and reptilians. But I don't know if they're still doing that, but I do hear the ships around my home a lot around 3 to 4 in the morning. But I don't know who they're taking. It could be me, my daughter. It could be my brother. I mean, I've just been having that lately a lot, and that's probably what consumed me not to go out more, not to be active, not to be sociable. Um, and my eyes have been really playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a scary feeling because like that's not me. And like remember I used to walk all my miles. I just don't do that anymore. I just could not go out. Like it's just not motivating me to even go out. But I've been sick, and that's another thing. I don't know, they're just trying to like keep me down.
I think they're doing the full Omega project on us because they want us to stop talking.
Yeah.
Chad, you can't hear? What happened?
Through our devices, I think too, because
Oh,
I'm thinking it's through our AI. I think it's the AI. It's something
yeah.
with the Omega, and it's something with these
Mhm.
programmings. Because I've gone through I won't say it, will I? Online.
Go ahead.
Have you seen Fight Club, the movie Fight Club?
Oh yeah.
I've been having
Yeah, I've seen
episodes.
that.
Okay,
Really?
yeah. Bad ones. Yeah, and I think it's the Omega programming. I don't want to say it out loud too much online and
I
stuff, but
know. Yeah.
but what doesn't break you makes you stronger. But I've been curious if the others have gone through that too, because it's something setting
Mhm.
off, and it's sometimes I just wake up in the morning and I'm like, man, this hasn't happened since my teenage years, since I was going through the programming and training
Mhm.
and so forth. To happen now is just kind of like, wow, really? I did
I
a
know,
full
right?
360, I've wound up back where I was in my high school year, but it's not that. It's something else that they're doing. I thought it was before they had another alter of mine or a twin. You know what they would do?
Mhm.
Because they say the more they have of you, the more they can influence you. So I thought maybe something like that was being done, because it happened right after an interview that I had with Tom Althouse
Oh
um
wow.
ago, and then it happened again. So it's not just that, it's a lot, adding up to that. So I ordered us some vitamins. Me and Veronica, we're gonna try and fight this
Thank you.
and push through it. But I definitely
We,
feel like there's an energy working against us, and I
yes,
think it's also
it
coming
does
from
make
our
sense.
devices. I think there's a current of it from the Super Bowl that's evil, because I told her the other day,
Mhm.
I feel like there's a demonic general sitting right next to me, one of these 72. I'm like, he's right there. I can feel it.
Oh wow.
The air is still, it's all still around me. You can just feel it. And he was there all day, not attacking, but just sitting there. So I feel like
Yeah.
they're really scared, and they're really trying to hone in on us that
Yeah.
are brighter.
They
Yeah.
drain our energies. They drain our we all have switches of their codes from them, so they try to use that like off and on switches for us. So if we're in a certain location and we're trying to be happy and enjoy people and talk, there's a switch they cut off, and then you just want to go home and withdraw. And that's been happening to me so many times.
Yeah.
Like
Who
I could be
though?
just a happy person, and then boom, I'm going to go
The
home. And it's like,
ringing, do you get the ringing
Who
in the
though?
ears?
yes, I do a lot.
That's when they're trying to put in the other, the other personality in you, because we're all DID,
Yes.
Go ahead.
And not only that, what scared me, Veronica, is like I've been hearing this deep humming.
That's what I was
And
just
I-
telling her.
Chad
Yes.
was just
I
saying
was just sitting
that.
here. It's right here, man. I can hear it
Yes.
really loud right now. I can
It's
hear
a
it really
humming
loud. And then I'm like, well,
sound.
maybe a plane's going by. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, maybe something's hovering above. I don't know. But do you feel like it's because with you specifically said there were ships that were working against you. So do you think this is, because I think it's a combination of things. I felt like the Super Bowl sent out a demonic wave of a flood of energy.
I think
like
I
they just
thought
got
it was
tidal
like a
wave of energy.
vibration sound, but I guess not. And it sounds like a UFO to me, but at the same time, I told my daughter, "Do you hear that humming? It was really
Yeah.
heavy, like a deep sound." And she's like, "Not really, Mom. Why?" I'm like, "I'm hearing it." And like this happened like
I'm listening
2
to
weeks
it now.
ago, and ever since CERN got opened, it's like weird stuff has been happening, and just
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a vibration. It could be the ship or the
That's what I'm
vibration of the
hearing. It's a
earth.
vibration.
Yeah.
Trying to
There's a
affect our
humming.
frequencies.
Okay.
Yeah,
I also
frequencies.
feel it's coming out of our AI devices. I also
Yeah.
feel like I'm like, damn it, I didn't put it in the microwave last night. I didn't keep it in there.
Oh wow,
The
that's it.
iPad
I'm
or
just
the
forgetting
phone.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Sorry.
forgetting.
No, it's
And then
okay.
I'm like, well, no. Someone even asked me, they're just like, well, did you keep your phone in the microwave? Because I told somebody I did that one time, and
Oh, for
I'd had an attack, and I said, no, actually, I haven't done it at all this week. I haven't done it once. But
We've been doing weird stuff like that. Me too. Like my daughter put what would she put? She put a knife in the freezer. We've been putting things that are not supposed to be normal. Like we're just
oh
putting
yeah,
weird stuff
we put the
around.
phones in the microwave to protect ourselves because they're radiation
Yeah, that too.
boxes.
That's true.
Yeah, but putting things in wrong places. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, like I was
Is that
telling
us?
Chad.
Right?
Sorry, I was telling Chad earlier. I'm like, dude, the past 4 days I've only slept like maybe 10 hours, and
Oh my
it's just
god.
very draining. This morning
Pobrecita.
sucks. This morning I was writing because I'm going to give a class on Saturday for the second part of AI and bloodlines, and I was writing, all kinds of stuff that I've been finding out, and then I get attacked with the breathing thing again. Anytime I'm talking to somebody on the phone or even texting or on my laptop about these truths that I talk about, I get attacked now by either coughing
Oh,
or
God.
migraines. It's like we must be doing something right. So Max would talk about the ear thingy ringing. Sorry, Chad, and that's like bringing in the Manchurian Candidate or our altars, and a lot of people think, oh, it's the love and light, they're coming, and it's like, no, it's not the good ships that are trying to, it's bullshit. So what it is also, I noticed that when I go outside and I see ships and I take the pictures of them, in the fake cloud, I get really tired. And I was talking to my friend about this in Australia. And he says, do you notice that you get really sleepy and you have to take a nap? And I said, yeah. He says, that's because they're taking you. And I'm like, that makes sense.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I feel so bad for you, Veronica, because you're so sensitive to everything. And we all have sensibilities of what they do to us in different ways. And I think it's just, they just don't want us to know too much because we know a lot more than they do.
Oh, yeah.
We're open-minded people, and people, I notice a lot of people are catching up to seeing a lot of this phenomena on the skies now, and they're not afraid to show themselves anymore. But I think that they're scared that we're awakening now. Especially we are, and it's just really, we're connecting.
I think they want to keep us from connecting.
Exactly. So I'm just like wondering, like, what's gonna happen to us when they're really going to open the switch, because we all have chips in us somehow. That's why they spy on us. We have a device in our bodies that they hidden very well. I've noticed my nose and sometimes hurts and it itches, and I pull out a little piece of something and I always take it off. And then on the next day it comes back in my nose again. It's like crazy. And that's sad. We can't get out of this situation because they scan us, they follow us everywhere we go. I'm just
You know
really,
what, Sylvia, you know, right now that you just said, so you said something, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, they want to round us up. These mother effers, do they want to round us that are hybrid, that are not from here? You know, are they trying to
exactly.
get us sick to go to the psych wards? It's like, I do not consent. I reject this crap.
I feel like they're
I feel
pushing
like,
for that now. That's why I'm careful
yeah,
about
they're
what I want
playing
to
with
say
us.
online. Because if I say it online, then they're going to use it against, but they are pushing for us to snap.
Exactly. I've noticed that too. I feel
it
like I
too.
want to
I'm
go
hearing it in
crazy.
everybody
And
we talk to.
yes, you're right. That's really what the answer is. What Chad said. They're really pressing our buttons to go insane. They want us to give up on what we are. We're powerful people. Super soldiers have abilities, and I think they're trying to shut those abilities down. And I noticed sometimes on TikTok there is a code, a 011. I don't know if you guys seen that on there. It's to activate our powers by the August something. I don't know if I believe that, but there's a man wearing a red
What? I don't have
jacket.
TikTok. What? Tell me. Okay, start from the beginning.
Okay, well, my brother Jamin called me, and he says, "Did you know, if you meet a guy in a red jacket or someone knocking at your door and giving you a certain codes, a 00, I have the codes. He was going to actually let us know how to use those codes, and he would knock at your door, and the numbers are popping everywhere in TikTok. By August 27th, I think that's we have to use it, or before we use it. But it's something to activate some of our powers because of the lining of what happened, the energy of the
Wait,
that.
Sylvia, I just got a date. I could be wrong, but August the 4th is very powerful because it's 08, remember, divisible by 2. Okay, so it's 08, 04, 2022. What does that add up to?
04, 20. I'm blank.
18, that's a 9. It adds up to a 9. And Sylvia D, which
Okay.
I get her on my show, Sylvia D talks a lot about Max Spears too, and how there's no justice and what the hell, And she talks about numbers. She talks about how when we were kids, remember, Sylvia, I think you were part of it. We helped open up the portal for Aleister Crowley, for Nessie or whatever, which, he couldn't complete the ritual. And we let in these jinns. And so I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
August the 4th. Okay, so 9 means graduation. Like sometimes when the elites do rituals, they'll say, okay, you know what? They go ahead and quote unquote get rid of them, right? In order to graduate onto either another body or a clone body or another planet or another star system. Okay, so that's what I took from what Sandra says. Anyway, go ahead with the codes. I'm thinking maybe
I have the codes. I mean, it's
What
been
are they?
popping everywhere. It's on my I think it's on my message. Jimmy messaged me the codes on Facebook or my regular message. But I'll give it to you though after. It's 001. It's all zeros and ones.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
like the Matrix. We've had
Yeah. Like the
outside.
matrix numbers, you know how they all pop up on the screens? The numbers all repeatedly and one. Remember, like you'll see on sometimes TV all the 0, 1s,
They're
1s.
binary codes. Yeah, the binary codes. They're
Yeah.
1 0 1
1 1 0 1 1 1 0.
Exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's getting to 0 point.
But I wonder, they said that the person that knocks is not like a human. And I think it's a different alien species that are good. They're trying to get us to activate something.
So yeah, I don't trust any alien species. I don't care I don't want to get caught into religion policy. I can't trust any alien species because
Exactly.
I could just trust me.
But if they come to my door, I'll at least listen. I mean, if something walks up to me and presents itself to give me something personally, that's reputable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would
but
you
I'm not
say?
opening no door. Why would I want to open a door? That's just me, mama. You know
Because a
me.
lot of people encountered them on their doors and giving them these code numbers. I don't know if they're choosing certain people or, but some people have experienced it, having that enter face to face with that, whatever that, if it's an alien, I don't
Okay.
know if
But what
it's,
happens after to them? Have they said anything?
the
No,
code
they
has
don't.
to be
What if they're
activation.
body snatchers? Like the movie
Yeah,
Body.
I don't want to be
No,
activated. I
hell
don't want
no.
Activate this
Like,
code and you'll be one of us. No, just kidding. I don't know what the codes, but they represent activation of our inner power, or I don't know if it's a trick on the mind how these work, because you know how they work.
yeah.
They like to get your information by using codes to maybe it's to deactivate what we have. We don't know. I mean, that's why we can't trust everyone. Like whatever's at the door, whoever, if it's an alien, a human, some hidden creature, I don't know. But I think that we got to be careful because you're right, Veronica, because you don't know if they're good or bad.
Yeah, what if
And
they
they can,
want to take you to the stadium, which is also a FEMA camp, man? I'm just
yeah,
saying.
right.
You guys
I
keep
don't know.
talking. I gotta go do something real quick, but keep talking. Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. Hey, Chad. It's so. Anyways, what experiences you had? How long have you had these experiences? Because mine, I realized my brother was telling me this stuff. I did not. I was a religious person, and I didn't believe a lot what my brother was telling me. And at first, I'm like, okay, whatever. Then things that he told me made sense to me because I mean, for me, there are things he told me like, oh, see, Sylvia, that why do you like candles? Why do you like black? And for me, as an ultra self, I was supposed to be the Iron Maiden, they called me in my ultra self because I like blood and sacrifices to innocent people. I mean, this I guess he called them the white hats. They visited him and told him that I was part of that dark of my ultra self. I was supposed to be like a witch, pretty much, and it does run in our family. My father's, his dad was a warlock, a powerful witch, and he could do anything with his powers. He did a lot of summoning and rituals or whatever. But it runs back in my family line. And then my mom was a gypsy, so we had psychic abilities and sensitivities and being a medium because I communicate with spirits. So, I mean, I think this has a lot to do with our past that they want us, especially in our family. The thing I wanted to tell you is when my brother's been seeing aliens and reptilians all his life. He told me this. He said, Sylvia, there was a reptilian in my room and he was switching his tail off, really hard on his bed. And my brother, I don't know how he got the courage, but he goes, what do you want from us? And this reptilian says, your bloodline. We've been with you guys for a long time. And so I knew then my brother was telling me that. I'm like, oh my goodness. But there are a lot of things I have experienced during the time I was in a religious cult. I call it a religious cult that I was blinded by because this religion is similar to where the Illuminati and all that. There's a lot of sexual abuse in this occult. I grew up in this occult, and I realized a lot of the things that made sense to my brother, and this is why I got more open minded to what's surrounding me, and then I started getting taken from them. I started getting taken by super soldiers, being part of a super soldier thing, and we have my brother Jamin is really knowledgeable about this stuff because he remembers everything. Even when they took him, he was awake. So he's remembering a lot of things. But to me, I think it's about our bloodline too. And I was just wondering, how old were you when you realized you are like different, actually? Like,
Oh, I've
I mean,
realized
you
I'm
know you were
different
an
my whole
alien or
life.
what?
Mhm. I
Really?
felt I felt I had a normal I felt it was normal for me until 5. I question if it was
Wow.
a little before that, maybe age 4, that things started to change. But I had Santa Claus, Christmas, everything normal until age
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5, and I'm so grateful for that foundation.
Aw.
Um, and then my blood type too. I don't know what yours were. I think the A plus AB negative or something was your brother's.
Mine's a zero
Uh,
negative, I think. I
oh, you
remember.
are zero negative. Okay.
Yeah.
See, something to do with that bloodline. I'm noticing we're all talking about it. Like those of you with that bloodline, there you do get quite a bit more activity around you. I don't detect the activity around me as much because I'm an A positive. So I don't feel like they're monitoring me like they monitor you. Um, Now for me, my mother was the one, my mother could call like the color of cars out, before they came around the corner. She could just, I think, see in the future or something
Oh,
because she was
wow.
always having dreams about what was happening
Hmm.
in the future, like so and so got divorced. So shoot, every day we'd hear something from her until Prozac, and then it wiped
Oh,
it out of her.
wow.
And my father too, he's really intuitive, like good luck sneaking up on him in any situation. I mean, he's just
He
tuned in
knows.
and he can tell what's going on, but I can read him reading me. He can't read me reading him, but I can read him reading me. I can tell when he's sensing me and when he's trying to read me.
Oh, wow.
But he can't sense me sensing him is what I think. I don't think he even is
Mhm.
aware that we do that. But so that's kind of where they were brought together to create me, and so I'm a special situation because I have some memory and I have a lot of connection to altars that I'm going to start tuning into more. I needed to get my head clear because they're really doing a number on us right now.
Yeah.
And when I'm in my clear moments, that's when I'm like, wait a minute, I don't need to be depressed. Wait a minute, I don't need to be focusing on the chaos around me.
Yeah.
When I pull out of it, not while I'm in it. When I'm in it, forget about it. I'm in the undertow. But when I surface, and I get that breath for a little bit, I'm like, wait a minute, because in these clear moments, I'm really
Hmm.
connecting. I'm super connecting, and I'm finding AI parts of me.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
when I've tuned into it behind the scenes, they use me a lot in the Super Soldier program, and I think in a lot in their Black
Hmm.
Ops things. I'm like 4
Oh, yeah.
layers
You're
deep into
part.
that.
Oh, my
And
goodness. I know about those.
I'm
Yeah.
very much into shape shifting. So they use me for shape shifting, and then they have me as female and male alters. I don't think I've been
Oh,
through the
wow.
SRA like other people, even though I may have blocked it out, but I have a lot of connection to
Hmm.
mansions for some reason.
Really?
And especially even in my adult life, I've been through a lot of them.
I
And
love mansions, like house
yeah,
mansions.
yeah,
I'm
mansions, just
drawn
big,
to
beautiful
mansions too. I
homes.
want to, yeah, I've been drawn
Yeah,
to
there's a
mansions
connection.
myself. Yeah.
And I think that has something to do with SRA. So I'm sure I've had some sort of upbringing. I think a lot of what happened to me happened behind the scenes between age 5 and 15. And then they haven't really messed with me since because of your bloodline. They follow you around.
Yeah, sadly, I
Now,
know.
I do have a mission. I'm meant to write and I'm meant to publish some things that are, that the world is meant to read. I feel,
Hmm.
um, I have a mission, whether I accomplish it in this life, I don't know, but I feel I have a
You're put
mission
here
and
for a reason. You're
I feel I'm
being,
protected.
yeah, you're here for a reason. Everyone's here for a purpose and a reason. And yours can be just conquering whatever mission you're doing and the quest that you're doing in your journey. You could be the one saving humanity. You could be, I mean, anyone could be that, you know. I just think that you are special. I feel your energy. You're different, and your auras are different, but pretty colors. I could see that. Um, like you have a
Right now,
lot
it's a little compromise.
unquestionable answers to why you're being who you are. I think you have answer. You want answers to who am I? Because you said you feel like you're not you. I mean, you're not human. So I feel like you just want to find that answer to who you are, because your journey could be, you could be this special angel that will, I mean, an angel, like a being, what I'm going to call whatever, that
Yeah.
you could probably save humanity. You look like a person that's not going to give up on anything. You're going to fight back. You're not going to give up even though they're trying to
So
trigger you down, and that's what I see about you. And
I hope not. They pushed hard this week. We've
they
all been
have
pushed
been
to our breaking points a little.
exactly.
I mean,
It's
Fight Club,
crazy
that's pretty extreme. I'm
for
hoping,
me.
we're all hoping what we're all hoping. I mean, the big dream is, and what I kind of see happening is,
Mhm.
I see land rising up out of the ocean, maybe,
Mhm.
over here by Hawaii or whatever. We'll
Like a
see what
psychic
happens.
feeling, like you see visions of that.
I've heard about it, and I just keep getting tuned into it, and I work with synchronicity, so they keep lining me up
Mhm.
with people that are talking about this, and I'm not hearing many talk about it, but I always hear it when it's said, and they keep pointing me in the direction that lands are going to be rising. So I'm said, you know what? I said I want claim on those lands. We deserve them. Us, you, me, Veronica, we deserve those lands. It's going to be our Wonder Woman Island or Wonder Person Island, where we get to
Yeah.
protect ourselves away from the AI and develop our natural selves. I am interested in who I am and where I come from, but I'm also interested in who are we as a human
Yeah, exactly.
without any of the influences. We need our own space, and we need to just go there and unlayer all these layers on us and then awaken.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like we'll have our own land one day that we can protect ourselves, and defend ourselves, and it'll
We
be
all
this.
need to we all need to stick together. And there was a woman on TikTok. Her name is Nebula, and she seems like she is the starseed child because she's different.
I know who you're talking
I've
about.
huh?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I was sick, and I felt what she was doing, her singing was beautiful melody of her voice. I
Maybe I
started
don't.
feeling better, and I feel she's part of something good for all. She's a very loving woman. I think if I've seen her,
I
but
don't
I
know her.
really, oh, she's on TikTok. Her name is Nebula, and she
I'll look her up.
dresses very different, like a starseed child from another planet. She has that comfort, love around her, and I felt it. But when I was sick, she did a song. She was like, oh, like she had this beautiful voice. It's for healing, and I realized I feel better, and like she's so different, and she believes in what we believe in different ways. She's been followed. She's told all her past life, generations of her past life. She remembers so many things, and she's such a loving woman, and I feel good connection with her. But I feel like she wants all of us starseed children, all of us to get together to conquer. She I forgot she called them um the dark forces. There's a name she says a lot. I have to pick up what it is, but she says we all need to get together. She even counted how many special people that are in starseed children or special children in this planet. We all. She says she gave a number how many are in this planet, and that's so shocking to me. But she put all of us that we all need to be together now because of the Darkons. I think she's Dracons. Dracons, I think she said, or something like that.
Hans probably, or
The dark forces that get us like they're doing now to us.
I think
Um,
archons.
the
I'm
Archons,
not
yes,
sure.
them. And she said that, and I was like,
Okay.
wow, we all need to be together. And you're right.
So
This is what we
so
need.
so there are 72 demonic generals that they all worship, this other side, the elite, apparently. And you can map them out. You can look at your flags, you can look at your symbology or town to figure out the
Mhm.
areas and which ones they're praying to and which ones they're feeding energy into for that
Oh
section of
wow.
your land.
Okay.
Now, what I've started doing lately, because they're fighting me, I started fighting back. I'm like, you know what? I'm not fighting me anymore. I'm fighting you. So I start punching back through the anger at them, at whatever it is that's around me, the energy. So I'm
Oh
starting to
wow.
fight back, even at the generals. And I think that's what we need
Hmm.
to do is like, I've
Hmm.
gotten to the point where I'm done being attacked and I'm starting to fight back anytime I'm sensing it. Anytime I'm sensing it, I'm immediately on attack. And I think that's what we kind of need to. I don't know if we need to, but I feel like that's where we're headed. It'd be nice to join
I know, right?
forces while we're doing that because um I am fighting back.
And we have
And I
to,
know what
and
you
we
mean,
have.
like in your own head, I'm starting to get my own power back and I'm starting to fight back again. Um
Are they attacking you now? Do you feel they're attacking you now at this moment, or you're
Not in
okay
this
now?
very
Like
second. I hear the humming, but I don't feel anything right now in this very
I
second.
hear them having once in a while. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
scary for me. I'm like, I thought it was a UFO shit, to be honest. But then I felt it with the vibrations of the earth. But it could be them too, because we're always they find a way to open us, our minds and trigger us somehow. It's just crazy.
Like I keep
'Cause-
thinking a plane is flying over. That's what it sounds like. That humming.
Yeah,
Like there's
and I live in Tucson, so like last night, I hear these helicopters late at night. And I don't know why they've been popping around here a lot, but you know, Tucson's known for abductions and everything. So, but I don't
I'm
know.
in
That
the
last night, I
I'm
hear
in the
those
mountains,
helicopters.
I'm in the mountains of California. So okay, so Tucson
Yeah, it's
abductions.
like 8 or 9 hours from you, I think. California and Tucson, Arizona.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a little. I drove it. It's a little further. Well, I took the scenic route too, so you may be right. It may be, but it's like 15 hours, something like that, 16
Yeah.
hours. It's a little bit further, but like I'm up towards Lake Tahoe and stuff, and there's a lot of activity that happens here underneath the mountains. You know, I've found out that
Yeah.
I'm in a little town that's a nest, and I'm going to start mapping it out because I started to realize, oh my God, it's the school I went to. Wow, I can see it in the employees that I'm working with now. Like, why am I here looking? I'm seeing it, little towns, the rock shop downtown. I'm starting to map it out. There's this thing that I just showed Veronica earlier of all the kid
Mhm.
handprints on the window, you know, for Save the Children type of thing. And not Save the Children, but not
Wow.
that movement, but something about
I've been,
donating and helping children, but it's one of those foundations. And looking at
they
the
don't give it to the
symbology on it
children.
in the Mason Lodge down there and the churches, I'm like, wow, there's stories to be told in our towns, and we need to start figuring them out and start
What
calling
part of
them out.
Cali are you in
Because
though, Chad?
Placerville, I'm in Placerville, California, so I'm right outside of Lake Tahoe, in between
Oh,
Sacramento and
wow.
up on the mountain
I've been so
between
drawn to
Tahoe.
California. I don't know why. Like I've been wanting to, even though it's probably not the greatest state because of everything's going on, but I've
No,
been so drawn to going to California. I don't know why. Like I've been wanting to be there so bad.
yeah, maybe it's the land that's coming off of the coast that I keep thinking is going to pop up over there. We'll see what happens with. I think
Yeah.
CERN does something and it kicks off all our land masses into
CERN
new direction.
destroyed. Yeah, CERN has been actually acting. People have been counting different clouds. Like there's a rainbow clouds. People have caught the when it rains and thunders. The sky is green, purple, red, blue. Um, what else? There's so many going on. People are experiencing some weird stuff. And even the like what was it called? It's the like the okay, like Oreo cookies. Remember, it's this overstuffed Oreo cookies, for example. The Mandela effect, actually. Now it says overstuffed cookies, Oreo cookies. Like weird things have been planning on these weird names on the food items. I mean, it's been going crazy since CERN been open. I'm kind of like, I shouldn't be scared, but I think
Okay.
our frequencies are kind of whacked a little bit because of the CERN opening and then the portals and the energy. I mean, I think something's going on with us as super soldiers because it's triggering us more. I don't know. It's in
I
line by certain energy or vibration from the CERN, but I've been feeling
I think that's
different ever
kind of why
since it
we're
opened.
having this conversation because I'm sensing it too, and Veronica, and we're just like, yeah, there's something going on here.
It is.
But you're thinking it's with CERN, okay? I'm
Yeah, it
thinking
was
it had to
CERN,
do
but
with
at
the
the same
Super Bowl.
time, I've always been this way. Like I feel something's like the trick, our energy. I mean, like being super soldiers, we are. Max didn't like to use super soldiers. Max was like, I forgot what he uses, but he's my friend. I knew him for a long time. But I just think that it's gotten worse now. That's what I'm trying to say. Not about CERN, a little bit about it, but it's like part of it a little. Like our frequencies, our energy, we're connected. I'm connected to the planet, the earth. I connect to the trees. I'm connected to that. And I don't know if it's that part, but at the same time, I realize I'm getting triggered a little bit more. Like I'm not myself anymore. Like I feel like this is not who I am. And like what's going on with me?
Real quick,
As I told you.
Max talked about how we have to go in our hearts and live out of our hearts so we don't get so triggered. And yes, I also connect to Mother Nature.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. I don't know.
I've
It's
been
just been
focusing on the light rod too, not instead of a chakra. I've been saying no, no. There's nothing
wow.
depleted. There's nothing out of balance. You're a light rod. It's solid, and I'm tuning into that. And then I imagine the rings of the chakras breaking off of it, you know, a little bit. They're still there
Mhm.
energetically and in their purpose, but
Mhm.
but that is the heart space. I mean, that rod, it is us. You know, whether you want to think of it as heart, it's going into that thing that's so solid right there in the middle of you. That's you. You know, that's you. Yeah.
That's true.
Not a system they overlaid on you and stuff, but that.
Right. Yeah, because I
You
only
think of
use
it as a
my,
heart chakra.
for me, I don't let nobody give me any more Reiki healings or nothing like that because it could be
Mm.
hacked.
Isn't that sad? We're learning yoga, Reiki, everything has something attached to it.
Right.
That we thought was um
That we
the
thought was
way.
good.
Yeah. The new age way that they kind of get people going down, yeah.
Crazy.
I
I'm
think
so-
AI is
yeah.
getting to I think the AI is becoming more active too, because they said there's those 6 that are creeping in on us and our planet, the Omicron and the Borg and the
Yeah, well, with CERN, I believe that they're trying to summon the one eyeball squid looking,
is it
octopus.
on now? Is that what I understand? I thought they shut it down. I thought they turned it on and shut it down. But
Okay, and then all these memes of, CERN got shut down because of the Georgia, whatever they blew up. I'm like, you guys, and then we have other people saying the white hats, quote unquote, saying, oh, it's victory. Bull crap. It's the both sides working with each other. It's done on purpose. It's another distraction, just like the Ukraine thing. If you see everywhere, it's blue and yellow, it's like, what the heck?
I know.
So
oh, that reminds me of that city. I saw that blue and yellow one. Sorry, but yeah, there's something. Ukraine is blue and yellow. Okay, interesting. The color there you just threw me off with because of that vision I had. There's something going on off planet somewhere, Sylvia, that I saw.
What is it?
I don't know. It was a whole city. It was blue and it was yellow, like what she was saying. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out some more, but I only saw it once. It
Wow.
was remote viewing it and stuff, or seeing it, but
there was
Ukraine? Did you say
yeah,
Ukraine, Chad? Is that the city that you just mentioned, like the color?
well,
that's
that's
what I'm wondering because she said
yeah.
no, oh no, this was off planet. The whole city. It looked
Oh,
not this color blue, but it was a cobalt blue or
Yeah.
something like that.
okay.
But it
When
was
I had
constructed
Wow.
up at once. The whole city, you can tell it wasn't something that built over a century, like they just built it all at once.
I'm glad you
But
Oh,
I
brought
can tell it
wow.
was off planet.
yeah, because I did a video on Mars when I was taken to Mars again, like I think it was like 2 weeks ago. And it was like it kind of reminded me of Mars. And then
Hmm.
I was living in these complexes and it's so weird because when I saw myself, I had my beanie hat on still, the one that's the EMF protector, and then my bata, my long gown that I sleep with. And inside that experience, I was looking at myself how I am now, wearing the same thing that I go to bed with. And it's like there was this I was trying to go back into my apartment because it looked kind of like this, but then it was different. It was all white, and it was like my complex where I lived. And I was trying to go in there, and the security guards would say, "Don't look at these guys." They had like these slaves that were dressed in blue and yellow, and then they said, "Okay, we'll let you in, but you can't look at them." And then they would have them on a handhold, like when you're trying to arrest someone and you go like real fast with um, uh, the hand lock, and they would bring it to their knees, and they would tell me, "Don't look at them." And I'm like, and then later on, I forgot something outside. I was trying to bring in what I forgot outside. And it was so weird because it was a Tilly's bag. Tilly's bag is yellow and black. And then I had forgotten like a comforter. And I'm like, crap, I have to go outside again. And then the complex outside in the back, I went to the back to try and sneak in so I didn't have to go in again through the guards. And I looked under, and that's when I saw this tall being that he reminded me of someone I know. And then he's like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be out here." And I went in and I tried to sneak in. And then he says, I sent that man to you so you could make sure and get in to your apartment. And he would share the he would share the how do you say, the hallway with me, and I was like, okay. And then he started turning into this kind of like, predator, kind of like
Yeah.
different mouths and like the sharp teeth and those things coming out. And he was brown, like gray brown. And his eyes was turning red. And I'm like, is that all you got? Like he was trying to scare me. He was shape shifting. And then later on, he turned into this Asian dude with like a ponytail and really, he was really tall, like maybe 10, 12 feet. I don't know, something like that. And then there was a knock on the door and there was this guy with a bat. He had on like a motorcycle helmet and he took it off. And he had like these shoulder things that they wear like in football inside the uniform. And then he ended up killing that guy. And then he was after me. So then I'm like trying to find a way to escape. And then I go into this place that is, I think I'm like, oh, is this the washroom? And I open it and it goes kind of like just like a automatic door, and I'm hiding in there. But it looks like a doorway. You know how when you're in a ship and then you have to come in and then they have to like pour this kind of like smoke on you because you have to like be you go from one atmosphere to another. So I don't know what the word is called, but anyway.
Is quarantine you?
Kind of quarantine in one place.
Yeah.
Where that way you can go into the other side of the ship, right? And get disinfected or whatever they call it. And so the guy ends up opening the door and he's like, I'm gonna get you. It's your turn, with the bat going like that in his hands. And I go, it's too late. I said, and the code word was, it's too late because I'm already home. And boom, I wake up here and I'm like, holy F, what the hell just happened?
Oh my God, that's crazy. And do you think it was like you were off the Matrix, maybe like, or there was a hologram in your home, maybe? I don't know.
There is a Stargate here in my home, and it's in my bed, and so I use that as my travel. Like I don't meditate anymore. I used to in the I did everything that the love and light community would say, and which is actually the right hand path of the Masons, and because they have the right hand path, and then which is all love and light, and then they have the left hand path, then they have the extreme left hand path, which is the the pedophilia, the all that stuff, that satanic rituals and all that. So yeah, I use my I don't need my bed to teleport, but I use my heart chakra. That's why they attack the inner child.
But a lot of this is happening in our astral, right? Because I don't have astral experiences often, but lately I've been getting a sense that they've been in my astral with me. I had a sense of Michael Jaco the other night. Remember I told you a few other things. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing.
He remote views us, so I always know when he remote viewed me. He tried to like 4 months ago, and I'm like, step off, you're not allowed to remote view me. Then they'll send like this witch that looks like a witch, but like a gray, real ugly, very wrinkly, and has black eyes, and she's really shriveled up. Yeah, and I'm like, step off, like you can't touch me. You can't scare me. I'm unbreakable.
And Sylvia, like you said you started seeing white because you are psychic and you have some gifts. You started seeing white now when you close your eyes?
Or when I'm opening them. It just comes to me. Like I'd be watching TV or something and there's like a circle of white just passes through my eyes. And it's I just started having it recently.
I know what that is. I know what that is, okay, because I've talked about it before. Like, so last year, in 2019 on, I started seeing myself inside my phone. Like I was looking up and I was on inside Facebook, and then I was inside my email, sending emails, and then I was texting. And it happened again this morning. I was like, what the hell?
It turns like a white, like I'm going to the light or something.
Yeah, but it's the light in your phone. When you turn off your phone, what is the last thing you see when you see black and then you see that white light?
No, this comes even when I'm not even closing my eyes. I'd be just like, it just comes once in a blue moon, because I never had that experience on watching TV on my phone. It's in my eyes. Like I literally see it. It'll go away for a second. I'm like, it's like I'm going to heaven. Like that brightness, like
Remember,
you go
heaven is
outside
a
and you see this
cell.
white thing and you're like, oh my God, what is that?
Heaven and
I
hell is a
mean,
holding cell. Okay, so we don't. Our end game is not either you're going to heaven or hell. No, we don't belong in
No, but I
the
do
I
hell.
know, like that's what it felt
I do
like.
get a sense
I
of a
died or
higher
something.
dimension that we're starting to get it, that we're starting to see into though.
Okay.
And I think that's what you're seeing, Sylvia. I don't know if you've seen it. I've seen into it a little bit.
I mean, but
There's
you feel
something
my
much more
energy.
real than what we're in right now
So
that
you're
we're
sensing me
percolating.
like are you sensing me like seeing my what I see? Is that what you're saying? Like you could see that?
No,
Like
no, I
you just feel the
I feel like every
vibration?
once in a while we pop into 5D and we're popping in and
No.
out. Is that what
Yeah,
it feels like to
I can
you?
see that. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Because I've been seeing a lot of
But see, the
weird stuff.
5G, I have a theory that 5G already went up last January because that's a lot of stuff started happening.
It could be happening too.
Because
That's me,
the
though.
other day I was looking and I'm like, you know what, 5G, we're already in. I'm like, I know what 5D kind of looks like, and I'm like, if I really wanted to, I could feel like I'm in it now. Like I can almost
Wow.
pop into that a little bit.
Hmm.
It's a different feeling. It feels much more real. Like everything around you all of a sudden just gets very real. Um, More real than it's ever been. I don't know. And like you're in a picture that moves. I don't know. It's weird, but
Yeah. And when I
yeah,
go out lately, it doesn't seem real to me. Everything is just seem well. I've noticed the sun has not been the same because when I go out in Tucson, it is so bright. It's like a biggest LD light open brighter than a normal sun would give to people. It's like it's all white around me. Like everything you're seeing just brightness. As my brother drives, we go to the store. Everything is so bright. But I noticed something about my body though. I notice when I go out, my body tends to how can I put it? It tends to stiffen, and I don't know if it's a health issue, but I've never had this before. Like I have to sit down. Like it's too much for me. Like being out with people, I don't know if the vibrations, the energy
It's
of the
very
people.
tiring. It's very tiring, Sylvia, because
I
we're
can't
psychic
even
mediums.
move.
We can hear, we can see, we can read people's minds. We
And
can.
I'm an empath, so yeah. And I can't even go out and enjoy being out because my body tends to stiffen. I get like your bones, your muscles stiffen. It hurts kind of, and like I have to sit down. I can't enjoy going on the stores because I have to sit down. I don't know if it's the people because I'm an empath. I think it's overwhelming me so
Yeah,
much the high vibration of them
yeah.
that my body just tends to like want to shut down
It's
and
not
sit
their,
down.
it's not their high vibration. It's
What is it?
our high vibration that is tuning into their low frequency. Get it?
but we
Oh,
got to push through this. You know what I feel is happening is it's called quickening, is what I feel is happening. Like we're
oh
being
wow,
hardened into like, but
yeah.
I feel like because I feel like the matrix is falling apart around us and we're starting to see the real thing behind it a little bit. We're seeing it, and
Hmm.
tune into it and feel moments of it.
And the
But I
body
feel
reaction too.
but this whole harshness that we're going through right now, I forgot about that. I asked the other day, I said, is this quickening? I said, are you guys getting us ready for something, like,
Hmm.
because I felt like I couldn't take it anymore. Like I was just gonna fight club it out or something, and then I'm like, no, I'm starting to get a grip. I'm starting to get through this, like at
Yeah.
first I was really mad at my guides, like this is too much, but I think they kind of gotta like almost like pressure us now. And that's quickening, it's yeah, it's
Is
getting
this?
your energy to the level where it needs to be, and it doesn't feel comfortable moving
It
from where it
doesn't.
is to where it needs to go. Yeah,
I'm
and
just
it's that
wondering if it's our altars because
shifting
I know that I've
and
introduced
our altars.
mine. So
I
our
feel like
altars
everything's
are,
coming together now, kind of, and it's just like, whoa.
And my body's reacting to it then. Like even food wise.
That's
Like,
quickening your body physically. It takes a while for your body to quicken to
exactly.
catch up
It
to it.
makes sense. It's comforting to know that. But
Mhm.
even food wise, like every time I eat, my body rejects it.
yeah,
And normally I would eat anything. And now my body doesn't even want to eat certain foods. It's like I'm not even eating anything. Like I'm not hungry.
right.
My brother says that's probably your progress like higher level. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because over there we don't have to eat. It's just the here in the 3D, you know.
yeah, because now my body don't want to eat anything anymore. Like I used to enjoy certain foods, even healthy ones, and my body is like, no, Sylvia, don't eat. And then my body I get sick, and I have to go, to the restroom because my body doesn't want to take it. And I think my brother was telling me you're ascending, something about ascending, and I'm like, really? Because I can't eat anything anymore. Like nothing enjoys me. The taste buds are off for me. I mean, just everything. But I don't know if it's the
Taste
food
buds,
or just
you know what?
ascending or something.
You know what?
That's what I've gone. Yep.
The taste buds. This is why I got a strike on my channel, and I got to be careful what I say. But you know what's going on?
Hmm.
Sorry.
Water, outside, whatever they're spraying, and then water. What's in our water? I can't say the word because I don't want to.
Yeah, I know. I have an idea what's in it. Yeah. But foods in general are not tasting good to either, even vegetables. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with it? Is it me? But I
They're putting
realized,
something in the water, dude.
But that's
Yeah.
also ascension. What she's saying is ascension because I've gone through those things
Well, that's
badly
you're
this year.
probably going to another level and integrating more of your altars, and you're probably going to
Yeah.
get more memories,
That's physically
That's
going
true.
up a level. Yeah. And sometimes the ear and the teeth get you problems.
Oh
and
gosh,
then,
yeah. You know what, Sylvia? And
Mhm.
well, I told Chad earlier before we started recording. I had a memory yesterday morning come to me, and because I was talking about the SRA with the C, that her husband was a president. In Mexico, I had an experience that we talked about it, Sylvia, in the show that you and I and your brothers did. And so this yesterday morning, I was like, holy F. In Mexico, when I would go with my grandmother every year, we'd have to go 2 or 3 months, and we would play outside, obviously, and there was these stairs that would go up to a like a small apartment house, right? And they were concrete, and my cousins and I would always go play. And I remember going up there, and my mom would say, hey, don't let your uncles' wives know that those two females had dated them prior to them marrying or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. I guess they were studying nursing or something. And yesterday morning as I woke up, I was like, holy F. So I saw this man. He had like white hair, overweight, a white shirt, and like I don't remember the pants color, dark color. And he had me on a chair, and he had like a pad, and then the two women were there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I know why I don't remember. I hadn't remembered what the house inside of there looked like, that one that they were renting. They were studying here, supposedly studying in Mexico for something. And now I know. So it has something to do with the programs over there. And what they call the dentist chair. So it's kind of crazy how more memories are coming. And that's what they think that with the 5G or whatever, they think that they're going to stop us. No, we're actually getting more of our memories.
Exactly.
So,
And like right now, I just got a text message. Like I don't even know this person. She was saying, "Hi, I was wondering if you're in Arizona." And I go, "Who is this?" And she says, "Katie gave me a business card and said you were a great tour guide in Arizona." Like I don't know who Katie is. Like I'm getting weird stuff like that.
Those are codes, because the other day I have a house phone and they called and they said, Barbara, and I'm like, no. So they're trying to infiltrate more, I think.
I'm trying to get where if I'm in Arizona, just they could spy on me, maybe. A great tour, like tour guide.
And then when I make the videos with Tom Althouse, like on my Instagram, somebody will like the story because I post, hey, we got Tom Althouse or whatever. And then I get these hearts by these females that are half naked. So it's like block, 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 block. Like, and then the trolls have been crazy on YouTube. They'll say, oh, blessings, my dear sister, and then they'll do something, something, dot, something, com. And then if you click on it, it has a scene for porn. So it's like, they're trying to infiltrate in some way. And then also on
Or find a trigger
Instagram.
for us.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a voice conversation come through on the audio, like
right now, me
talking.
too. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna mute myself, that way. Go ahead and talk to them.
Oh, no, is that your phone or mine? Because I'm hearing this conversation talking, like a robotic way, like
In
something.
a sense, it's your phone, Sylvia. I think there's a feedback, but I'm not 100%. It might be Veronica, but
No,
I've
I
been
don't,
hitting
I'm
mute and
not
I'm
on my
not making
phone.
a difference in it.
I'm
Yeah,
on my labby toppy.
that's weird. I'm hearing like a conversation, like it sounds like reptilians talking, like that alien
No, yeah, it
conversation.
happens. You know why? The other last, when was it? One of the videos that has I was talking about some memories.
Okay.
And it has my dragon queen. Are you there, Chad?
Yeah, I was just thinking about how they talk. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
She got me ADD'd.
I know,
I'm
right? And then,
sorry.
I
okay,
forgot how they sound.
Oh,
Like the way they sound.
yeah, they start talking like that. I'm like, what? Because I'm
yeah,
hearing them conversing with
yeah.
each other.
In the beginning of that certain video, I'll send it to you guys whenever we're done here. But
Okay.
right in the beginning, right when I started recording, and now there's a knock on the door. It said, and I'm like, what's that? What's that? What are they saying? It sounded like, and it said, what's your fancy? Let me see who's at the door. Go ahead, guys. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, that's crazy because I'm hearing it. It sounds like aliens, though.
You're still hearing it.
Not anymore, but once in a while it pops up like that. Like earlier,
Okay,
just
yeah,
like 2 seconds ago,
yeah.
or like not human talk. It's like a robotic alien talk. It's
So there's
crazy.
got to be different things going on, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. So
Mhm.
so it's hard to figure out how we all connect. Okay, I'm curious to see how this all plays out in the end. You're definitely getting monitored by something
Yeah, I
because of
know.
your bloodline, and you've been told
Exactly.
that, and it's definitely ripped. So I don't have that same situation. That's a little different with me. I'm getting more used. I was more used behind the scenes. And I think they would just rather I kill myself off because they can't kill me, right? So
Oh,
they want me to do the job myself out here. I think this is what they would. But I
you
don't
stay
claim super
strong though.
soldier.
I'm
That's
like,
one thing. That's
oh,
one thing Veronica knows. I don't, and I won't say the term either. And I make it very clear, uh, especially to them, that I never am, never will be, never was a super soldier. They don't own me. They don't own. I'm not. I'm none of me or my DNA is their property. It has its own autonomy, and I'm home base. And I always make that very clear. You don't owe me any money. You don't owe me anything. That I'm, I'm going to sue your ass one day because of what you did to us.
I like to have that authority,
So
like
that's
the
the attitude
fighting
I
back
have.
thing. I need to start doing that, fighting, and not use certain terms. Because Max didn't like being called super soldier. I knew
Yeah.
Max for a long time, over 8 years when he was alive, and he was the most sweetest gentleman I've ever met in my
I
life.
can
And he
sense
was
that
just,
energy in him. Yeah,
he
I can
had that
sense it. It's
love
good to hear
energy.
that he didn't have other. I'm sure we all got our sides and stuff, but he did have that
Hmm.
healing voice thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's a connection to the voice with you too, because you said there is healing done to you through the voice. I heard you say it in this video. Then your brother or somebody has a voice capacity, right? Like ability that he was talking
Hmm.
about, or somebody
My
that you
little
were.
brother seen it all. I mean,
Yeah.
Veronica could tell you that Veronica Jamin is,
Oh yeah.
he's got all the, he knows a lot than I would even imagine knowing. Like, he's been there, he's done that in his whole life.
Yeah, we're gonna get him back on the show. There's 3 women out there. I don't know what they want. I'm not opening the door.
See, they could be like hearing, they're probably spies because they do that to me. Like like that one incident.
Yes, they even have neighbors that will spy on you. The neighbor downstairs.
Hmm.
It's weird. Like one time she came up here all drunk and, kicking at the door and saying, I want to make you feel good. I'm like, I don't even know you. Like, what the hell? I don't know what she was high on. And, and
Hmm.
I don't talk to her. And they'll hire people. Like, either that or they'll MK Ultra them, you know, to
For me,
find out all your
remember when my daughter was on getting Providence at the time, it's counseling.
Oh, yeah.
And it's weird because I'm getting this, I always get spied on because this incident, I don't know it, but like when my daughter was getting counseling when she was little, a counselor from Providence, it used to be Providence, now they changed the name, would visit my daughter for her behavioral issues. She'll visit my daughter at home and just help her with her behavior issues. And all of a sudden, I got a knock at the door and I'm like, okay. So the lady was still there from Providence. And this lady came by and I didn't really, you know what, honestly, I didn't even see her face very good. Weird. But she was a Black American lady, kind of short. I noticed her tag was twisted around. And she told me, I'm here because you missed your appointment for your daughter's medications. And mind you, the Providence lady from, where my daughter goes to was listening in. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, yes, your daughter, she's missed her appointment for her medications. And she goes, here's my card. Call me in a little bit and we'll get an appointment going, whatever. And she left quick. I didn't even see a glimpse of her. After I closed the door and I opened it again, she was gone in seconds. So anyways, I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then the lady from Providence was next to me. She's like, who is that? I'm like, well, she says she's from Providence. She goes, ma'am, we don't go to your door and because you missed your appointment, we call you. We don't go to people's doors to do that. So I got the card and I called. And actually, it wasn't from Providence, it was from Cope. And the lady that said she was from Providence, it was for children. Cope is for adults. So I called the number and he goes, hi, this is Brad, whatever. This is Cope. How can I help you? I'm like, Cope? He goes, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, I forgot the name. I don't even know what happened to the paper. But the name of the person that delivered the door, was at the door. And he goes, oh, her, she's been in the meeting for 2 hours. Mind you, I don't know how they got her poor lady's name, but it wasn't from Providence or Cope. So I was being spied on because I was opening up. There was a lady from Providence. She was like a parent. She was a parent to help the parents cope with the kids because my daughter had a lot of behavior issues. But she was trying to let me know about because I don't know. I started talking about aliens to her.
She was a handler, huh?
She was the sweetest lady though. She was so
they
sweet.
Could be sweet as pie and they could still be your handler.
I didn't even know that, but at the time I was telling her, and she goes, yeah, my father used to see alien, ships in the sky. She was very open-minded with that stuff. She was trying to help me get a group where I had those, I had really bad flashbacks back then. So she wanted me to have a group so I can open up more of my experiences. And all of a sudden, her job, I called her and she's like, aren't you gonna, when she made a schedule for me for her to see me on a certain day. And she's like, I can't go to your house anymore. And I said, why? She's like, well, they fired me because I told them I was sick. Because she was. But she was always like calling me and she goes, Sylvia, I need to get out of Tucson. I need to go to California. Like she was so scared. And all of a sudden, the last phone call I got from her, she goes, Sylvia, are you home? I'm like, yeah, I'm home. And she's like, I got my daughter with me. I was wondering if we could all meet up and maybe your daughter can hang out with my daughter, I'm like, that's awesome. She goes, well, I'm around the corner. I'll be there in a few minutes. This lady never came to my door. She never visited me and I don't talk to her. I don't know what happened to her. But see, I think of being spied on too, as you said, Veronica. They check on you and they do stuff to really ruin the conversations. I felt she was a sweet lady. I loved her. I wanted her to be my, parent advocate. But I never heard from her again. And it seems
great.
like everywhere I go, they're spying on me. When I moved to Sherwood, I don't know if you heard the Gardens apartments. They're like townhomes, a really beautiful place. When I first moved into those townhomes, moving in, me and my brother and Jamin heard the breathing of like a reptilian breathing. Is it next door to me? And I thought the house was vacant, but actually a lady lives there. I finally met her, my neighbor. But when I first moved there, I would hear the reptilian, the way they breathe. I heard it and my brother heard it. And I'm like, okay, they're spying on me now. Now they find out where I live at. I mean, it's just constantly being spied on and about people spying on me, experiences like that. I got a call. I told you Veronica, but the phone calls at that day I got, it was and they were talking to me. They knew who I was, but the money, the number was a pizza number, not a normal number to have. And
Well, you know, pizza is code for you know what.
that's true because it called me on the pizza number. So when it called me, it said in monotone, Sylvia Vasquez.
Oh, they were trying to put codes in you, especially when they're monotone. They're trying to hypnotize you.
Oh, wow. I was shaking. I was literally physically shaking on my phone. Like it was the most negative feeling I've ever had in my whole life. I was so scared. And then he said something in Latin. I didn't understand Latin.
Oh
So
my gosh. Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah, it's the codes.
yeah,
Trying
that
to-
bothers me a little bit. A
trying to-
lot. It's been bothering me.
They're trying to make you
Isn't
do something.
Zach, what you think it's Omega? Do you think how long do you think it takes for between the setting off and the Omega to happen? Do you think
Like
it's
that.
like a delayed? But do you think there could be a delay, or do you think it happens like that?
It happens
Like
like
the-
that.
okay.
Especially like with our, like I always say, the ears of the earring. You know, Max would say that is to get one of your altars out. Like if you look at that movie, The Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah. I have it all the time, most of the days now.
So,
Like,
So
Cyn-
that's
when
probably
you-
why I
when
feel
you-
disconnected sometimes. Even the cat I love so much.
Yeah,
So-
they're
so-
trying to get you disconnected pretty much. Go ahead, Chad, sorry.
they is it reptilian though, Veronica, or is it government? Because I'm sensing it's reptilian, like she has reptilians around her.
Reptilian is
That
connected
they can't
to the
show
government.
themselves, but she's hearing them breathe. That's the reptilian to me. They can't show themselves,
Well-
but they spy on us and watch us,
Mhm.
and they're always
Right, but they're
They
connected
do.
to the governments, they're connected to the military, they're connected, everything. So the, you know,
especially in Tucson,
Yeah,
especially in Arizona.
so the Army is connected to
Las
another
Vegas.
ET race, the Marines, another ET race, you know, the Navy.
I've seen the
another race.
reptilians 2 times in my room. When I opened my eyes, there was one right there looking at me and my daughter in the same room. And I saw it and it slowly went back. I guess, they know how to put the portal open or, get through the walls.
Yeah, and they
But I
also have
saw
the
it.
technology.
Yeah, I saw it go through the wall. But he was wearing like a silvery fabric, shiny. And he had a symbol on his left of his garment. A
What it
symbol.
looked like.
It looked like an upside triangle with a circle, and it was in red. And I saw it, and I'm like, I didn't get scared. That's the crazy part. Like, oh my god, you get freaked out. But I knew I'm comfortable with it because I've probably been around in my older self and other things, so my body didn't react like scared.
Mhm.
But I was shocked that 2 times I've seen it look at me and my daughter when we're sleeping. I opened my eyes
could
at
have
3
been
in the
from-
morning.
It could have been from Mars. I mean,
Who knows? I just
That's
saw
the
it and went through the
containment
wall.
of that's the containment of masculine energy inside a circle. So they're trying to control. Isn't the upward triangle
the upward
masculine?
is the male and then the downward is the female.
So they're trying to
have been-
contain the female. So the reptilians are trying to control and smother out the female. And then there's another faction that's trying to smother out the
Yeah.
male or something now
Right.
because the circle around the triangle is smothering out
And it
female.
had a black
energy.
belt with something on the side, like now I want to say gun. I probably think it's a weapon of some kind, but it had a
plasmoid.
black belt on the side, like something like a gun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like a small device on the side of
And
his
they like
waist.
red for some reason because of the lava and the hot and the heat, I think. So they use a lot of red in their symbols. I noticed red and black.
It was
and
red. It was red. Yeah.
That was red though, huh?
It
Okay.
could have
Yeah.
been from the Satane group. You never know.
Hmm.
But it's weird. How
And
come I didn't get
silver.
scared though? Like I would have gotten like, oh my god, that was freaking out, and like my
Because
body just like.
we're just so desensitized. We've seen them all. You know, we've seen it all pretty much when we were kids. So,
Oh,
But we don't
okay.
remember it because Max would talk about it. And this is what made sense to me too. He said when he headed down into the caves, he'd see symbols on the side of the walls. And then as you got to the bottom, your memories were there because each
you
symbol-
became that soldier that you were down, like we'll say in Sandia, right?
So I think when you
Mhm.
see these things, like
Yeah.
we don't remember it, but all of a sudden there's a part of us that's like, oh yeah, we've been here and done that before.
You know, you guys, my experience was crazy. Not to cut you guys off, but I wanted to
Mhm.
share this because it's kind of crazy and coincidence. Okay. I didn't know nothing really much about a lot of this stuff. My brother was educating me, Jamin was. I used to draw a picture No, I remembered, not draw a picture yet. I remembered I was in a cave and there was a lot of people behind me, like we're in line. And I saw these doctors or whatever writing things down in their tablet things. And I remember, this is a memory though, mind you. And I was walking among the rest of the people from behind me. I guess I was not the only one taken, apparently. There was these domes. There were white domes in the cave. And I saw this big screen on the side of the cave. It was a big screen, like a computerized screen, really big. And I remember that. And I remember going in some of these the domes.
I've
right?
been
And
there,
there was
Sylvia.
water.
I've been there. They took me and my son and my family. It's
Yeah,
underground.
was there like a lake, like something under, like there was water, but we were lining on like a rock, but they had we're lining up in some kind of so we could walk across from the water. There was water, I remember. So mind you, you probably do remember that. But when I drew the picture to my brother, no, before I gave my brother the picture, we both exchanged. Okay, so I told Jamin, okay, draw your memory and I'll draw mine. And that's the memory I got. I was drawing the picture of the dome and the cave and everything. Then my brother all of a sudden drew the same thing. And that was really crazy for me. Like, that's a coincidence. Like, why would he draw the same thing I drew? So I really was in this dome. I don't know. They were injecting me with something, though, because I remember in the dome, there were two doctors and I laid on the bed.
Yeah.
And they were doing something to my neck. And then my eyes got really wet and slimy, feel cold. And I don't know why, because I remember when I went to the eye doctor, that just jumping off to the eye doctor part, he asked me, have you got contacts? Have you ever had contacts in your eyes? It's like, no. And he kept on looking weird. Like, I think they did something to my eyes for the doctor to question me if I ever used contacts.
Right.
And I never used contacts in my life, actually. So that was weird coincidence there. Those two things.
The contacts that we have, sometimes we have to put them on because I have many memories. I'm in my bathroom, but I'm not here, but it's my bathroom. And I'm putting on these giant clear contacts. Like if I had huge eyes like that,
Yeah,
and
20/20 vision I had.
yes. Okay. So that memory that you have of going, I'm glad you brought that up because I talked about it maybe once last year, but what it is I was being taken along with my family under like the mines. First, it was my mom and I outside.
Mind.
Yeah,
it was
we were
cold.
outside.
I remember it's cold.
They had white tents. It was hot there, but then when we go underground, it was cold, and they took me on a wheelbarrow under, and then as soon as I go, there's like a dome and a cave. And I look to the right and there's this plexiglass, clear plexiglass, but it has red circles, like the Omega Project. And behind that, there was a lady there. There was a lady behind the plexiglass and she directed me to go this way. So then we had to be in like these rooms that were like tents.
Were they wheelbarrows or mining carts? Were they mining carts?
Mining cart wheel, that's what I meant. And so they were taking my kids and my mom, and I'm like, what are you doing? They were taking my son. They were saying, oh, we're gonna inject them with the baby Jabberwock. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not gonna take my family. You're not gonna take me. You're not gonna take my son. So they took my son, and I was next. And I told my son, I said, you know what? Before they took him, I said, nothing's gonna affect you because you have the O negative carrier. Because I'm O negative and my family's O negative. So
mine's a negative too. Zero negative.
Yeah, so they target us a lot for our abilities. And so I just remember like waking up then. I'm like, holy F.
Yeah, I didn't like the slime on my eyes though. It was so cold and it kind of burned a little bit. Yeah. But I don't know what they injected me in my neck for. Like I remember it was a lady and a man there and she was just writing things down and he was injecting me with some needles in my neck.
When they take us, they inject us with, they used to inject us with LSD. The black goo, the green goo.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever they wanted, it kind of feels like maybe we were being placed in another body or something. Or they were.
So you received a shot and then you said you felt sliminess in your eyes and your neck.
Or no, just on my face and my eyes. It was like the color was like
But it was from a shot, right? Is that what it
No, the
was?
shot. First, they gave me the shot, and then they put the slimy substance in my eyes.
Oh, they
It's
put it in
probably
your
the
eyes. That's
goo.
what I was
It's
wondering.
for, I
Okay.
guess, for me not to see what they're doing. Maybe I don't know. It was crazy. I didn't like the feeling in my eyes. Sometimes I get kind of paranoid with my eyes. Like my eyes are not acting right. Like it feels
Yeah,
weird.
mine
I don't
too. Like
know.
sometimes I
Those
can't
AI
even with the glasses that they gave me, which is the newest prescription, I can't see the laptop. I can't read. You
I
know,
can't
I
see
just have
either.
to take off my glasses and I just go like this and I use my abilities.
Right, my
And
eyes
I
have
have
gotten
these,
worse from that. My eyes
yeah.
gotten worse, Veronica. I don't see very good
You
now.
you see squigglies? Because ever since I was a kid, I see like these little black and then white squigglies everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then now I'm seeing this white thing in my eyes. I mean, I'm like, my eyes are really bad. I can't see anymore as good as I used to. I can see blur. That's all I see.
yeah.
But my eyes have always been good to me. I don't understand why it gotten
When
worse.
I think when they take us in space so much, like our eyes mess up because when they
Oh,
were at 20 or 60 and back, I came back in sixth grade. In fifth grade, I've talked about this before, where I had perfect vision in fifth grade on before that. And then all of a sudden I'm in sixth grade and I'm having to wear these huge glasses in school. So when they take us in space, right, and then we come back, it affects this body. It affects our body. So whether they take us, physically or our consciousness and they put it to another body, the body that we have right now, it's affected. Okay, guys, so I have 5 more minutes because I have to do another I have another appointment at 6. It's 5:48. So
how you feeling, Veronica?
I'm tired.
Honey, how you feeling? Like, no, everything that's happened to you physically. I mean, are you getting better? Is it getting? I feel like your face is good. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen blur. I do see
I'll get
blur.
better. I haven't been able to work out as before. This week I only went 3 times, and and it was only like maybe an hour to 2 hours, and I'm just really tired. I haven't been able to sleep. The energy weapon yesterday, DEW, the migraine was horrible. I'm still sore in my temples.
Yeah, I
And
get that too. Oh my god, I'm getting that a lot. I hear my temples hurt and my jaw line area.
yeah, that the jaw. Yeah, usually they'll give me every 3 months. They'll give me 42 shots in my head, around here, and in my jawline and in my neck. But I was in the hospital in May, and I said I don't want to see the same doctor. I go because I think I had a TIA. This eye is drooped down more, and so they took out blood, and of course they want your blood all the time. And I hadn't gone to the doctor or nothing. They hadn't taken my blood for years. And I won't even do the mammogram anymore. Forget about that. So then they don't want to give me the shots until January, until I see a new doctor, because I don't want to see the doctor that I was seeing. So it's like, what is in the Botox shots that in the head, and every time, like if I don't go for 3 months, right now I'm hurting because those little needle marks, they hurt, and if you itch them, they hurt even more. I don't know what the heck, because I think it has to do with my blood type, and it has to do perhaps with my giant Nephilim or dragon self, that they're trying to tame or something, because I'm really, really tall, but I would have been taller. But what do they do when you're born? They give you all these, what, right?
They try to shrink you down by giving you injections
Yeah.
and stuff. Try to keep you leveled down.
Yeah. So we're gonna do another one of these, Sylvia, if you don't mind, and Chad.
Okay.
But
No,
please let everybody know last minute remarks, and then where you can be found online or whatever. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being on.
Okay.
Love you.
I enjoy the conversations. Bye, Veronica. Love you.
Thank you. Tell everybody, Sylvia, before you go, where they can find you. Are you on Instagram, Facebook? I know
I'm
you're
on
on Instagram,
Facebook,
right?
sadly, and I'm in Instagram and TikTok. I don't use the TikTok though, because there's a lot of they've been cutting a lot of people that are giving a message out now. They're open-minded and awakened. They've been blocking them. They've been shutting their videos down or cutting it off.
Wow.
It's horrible.
Jeez.
and I can be reached on Instagram, Chad Cooper 444. I want to
Okay,
present.
well, that's not that hard. I'll find you.
And please do, because I just want to throw this out there. I usually don't get many bites when I do, but I just want to say that I'm kind of wanting to regress someone here. soon. And I don't know if Veronica's gonna want to do it because we know
I'll do
you know,
it. I already volunteered.
but I've been wanting to regress you for a little bit. I just feel like this is the way to go inside and get the answers from the subconscious, you know, and I'm talking QHHT and hypnosis, doing something like that with somebody and
Yeah.
getting them really deep under and getting the subconscious on board and seeing what's
Okay.
going on. If
You
either
mean
one of
you're
you are up to that, let me know because I want to give one out. I want to do some of that here soon.
oh,
'Cause I
it's
feel
like who? Is there Pacific, me, or anyone? Is that anyone that's interested?
directed
Like,
towards you, yeah, and Veronica right now.
You can go first,
Um,
Sylvia, and then I'll go.
Yeah, but if you are interested, I don't want to impose on anyone because that's a
no.
lot, you know, but if you're feeling like you want to go under and you want to do a regression and just talk to the higher self, I want to do one of those with somebody here soon.
When I did the thing with James Rink,
And yes,
I
Veronica.
deleted him, Veronica. I don't know if you guys are still talking.
I deleted him too because he's a part of what happened with Max and how he put Sandra,
Yes.
Sarah.
And I know Sir Adams has a lot to do with it.
Sarah Adams has a lot to do with it. She tried to friend me on Instagram. I blocked her right away.
She
She actually
knows.
shared, I didn't know that she shared an actual video of mine on her Instagram and she was trying to be my friend. I didn't know that until someone, a person that follows me on YouTube messaged me online on my email, said, hey, Sarah, what's her name? Sarah Adams is trying to, she put this on her channel, on her Instagram. Do you know her?
Oh,
And I'm like, no, and I don't want to talk to her because, you know, she hurt Max. So she had something to
He
do with
did.
it. And Monica did too, you know, and
You know her
so-
name, Monica spells name differently. It's Monka, Monika or something.
with
That
a K,
thing's
like MK
with a
Ultra.
K. Yeah, isn't that weird? Her name was spelled with a K. And I knew that was bad right there from the start. Her name was not a good name. I mean, that's just not spelled right. Sarah Adams is a fake. I've talked to her before in the beginning. She even admitted she was actually, my psychic abilities were stronger than hers. She admitted it to me. Like she was
She was
testing me
jealous.
out. And then Max, it's just crazy. I know she's behind it. I really do. I dreamed about Max just saying goodbye to me. Maybe he was going to a different, his different time going. But I miss him a lot. I think of him once in a while. Like I would watch some of his videos. And it's crazy. He mentioned my name on one of the last videos he made. He mentioned my name. That is an honor to me because I knew him for so long. But he made so much sense.
Remember he was like in a restaurant or something and he called you and you guys were supposed to move in, like, you know, because him and James Caswell have been in Phoenix and I know that I'm part of the Phoenix Lights. I'm just trying to get my number back.
I should have let Max stay with me, but at the time it was not, my home wasn't proper for him because I had a lot of roach infestation at the time. I didn't want him sleeping on the couch and then have roaches crawling on his face and he's freaking out. But no, he wanted to stay with me. But at the time, it wasn't a good time for me though, because I was going through a lot at the time and I should have let him stay.
Your ex was your handler. Yeah.
And it wasn't I think I was single because I was single 11 years after her dad, my daughter's dad. I was single for 11 years. So I was still single, I think.
Oh, that was
but Max. Yeah, Max called me on the phone and asked me if he could stay with me, but I felt so bad because my home wasn't proper right now for him. And I was, and he was so handsome too at the same time. I'm like, oh my God. But at the same time, he goes, you know what, Sylvia, I understand. He goes, I'll just, I got some money to go back. He wanted money from me to help him. I guess it was like a transaction money from, what do you call it, Western Union. And I had my money ready just to give it to him. I was going to give him a lot of money, like $100 or so. And when I was in, he goes, where are you at? He called me and I'm like, I'm here at Fry's. I'm getting you some money for you to travel. He goes, oh, sweetie, don't worry about it. You have a family to look after. You have a daughter to look after. And he was so thoughtful, but I wanted to help him, really did. But
supposed to go to Poland to talk about some secrets, and then he got involved with these people that supposedly were going to help him to write his book. See, that's why I'm like, I'll write my own book. I don't want,
Yeah, exactly.
If you hang out with the crowd,
I'm gonna look that girl's company up too and see what she's writing because I want to find out if she's writing his material.
Max actually
Max,
helped
they stole
her
his
get
work.
her business going.
They stole his work, dude. They
They
said,
stole his
oh,
work and it's gonna pop up somewhere and we'll find it when it
yeah.
does. I'm
They
He's
said, oh,
missing
his
a
phone
hard
fell on
drive.
the water. It's like,
He's
no,
missing a hard drive, Veronica. He's
Yeah,
missing
he
a hard
is.
drive from his
took
laptop
it.
and his phone information. And I think Monica took it. This is where she disappeared. She took the
disappeared.
information.
She disappeared.
He was going to talk about Trump before Trump became president. He was going to bring him up, and that's when they killed. That's what happened. Like, this is why he
Yeah.
got murdered, because he was going to bring Trump up. He was going to talk about him. Don't know if he was good or not president, but he was bringing up about him. That's before
Yeah,
he
and then
died. I
he was
heard
gonna
about
bring
that.
up. He was gonna bring up George Michael too, something like that.
Wow.
There was a rumor going around that he was a pedo, so I don't know. I don't know what.
Who? George Michael?
Yeah,
Max is a pedo?
No, that the Max was gonna talk about George Michael, the singer.
Yeah,
But
and with George Michael, I heard somebody do a psychic reading with him, and there's something that he's ashamed about that took place when he was here. And I tuned into that then, and I don't trust those all so much, but this one, it's like, yeah, it kind of feels like it would be him saying that right now, and I get why he'd be saying that. And then there's Tom Althouse, who said, George Michael was a very nice guy to him, and it seemed like a decent human being,
yeah,
together
so
with the
we don't really know. It's just Max.
It's hard to say with these celebrities. Like, I don't know anymore. Like, are we talking about them, their clone, their whatever? Like right now with Putin, they're saying, okay, he was evil like Hitler, right? Then I hear somebody else saying, like, this is a clone of him and it's a nicer version of the one that was. So it's like, who do we deal with
It's
anymore?
just-
Who do we
it's
talk
just-
about with these celebrities? And
There's like these thought forms that are thrown at us through the MK program or the V2K voice to skull, or God told me this. Well, guess what? That's not God.
and like
voice to
that's
skull.
true.
Yeah.
Like Elton John I have to listen to Elton John all the time on the radio, and it pisses me off. Like, they play him at work because he caught with those pedophilia pictures at the airport. But then you start to think, like, okay, he hung out with Diana. She was for the kids. Did they plant those on him? Because it doesn't seem like they really throw their own kind out. They just kind of they hurt the ones that are good. But then I can't shake the fact that he had those pictures on him anyway. So I don't listen to his stuff. It's
I think
hard to
all
gauge people these
celebrities,
days.
a lot of the celebrities and actors are all conjoined with the sacrificing of children and everything. Even Betty White, they interviewed her and she said, they asked how you get your skin so young a little bit. She was younger than her, her face looked a little younger than her age.
Yeah.
And she says, I drink young, innocent blood of children. She did that, but
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's so
That's
crazy because when I worked for American Airlines, my alias was American Airlines Betty White. What the hell? I used to watch her show all the time. Yeah, it's crazy.
I just think all celebrities are conjoined with they have to do a ritual to be part of it being famous. They have to.
They do. If they want to be a 33rd degree Mason, they have to sacrifice a child.
But I'm trying hard not to judge people. That's what I'm trying
That's
hard
the
not
thing,
to do.
because we don't know their life.
Because
But
I go, yeah.
They
With George
also
Michael, you hear something good, you hear something bad. But if it's pedophilia, then it's bad. I mean, sorry, that's bad.
Of course, there's no forgiveness for that crap. But anyway,
all right, you gotta go.
Shoot, there's so much to talk about. But I have a 6 o'clock appointment, so let's do next week if you guys can, and then I'll message you guys separately.
Okay.
Is that okay?
It's fine.
Okay. I love you guys. Thank you.
I love you, Monica. I hope to see you soon, though, physically. See you.
Yes. Yes, Mama. Thank you. Me too.
All right, honey. I love you.
Love you too. Bye, Chad.
Bye, honey.
Bye. It's gonna take a little bit to convert, but then we'll get this on, okay? Bye.
Okay.